So I was having a really big conundrum around my whole menu design. So the menu board, you see a lot of menu boards and juice bars that are on chalkboards, right? It's colorful, it's bright. That's good marketing and that works. Also, juice bars, we have independently owned juice bars like what mine would be, or cafes. We have the advantage of having a flexible menu. We can change and swap out, which is why you see chalkboards, because you can just erase it and put up the next or the new thing. Well, I'm not using one of those chalkboards. And so therefore my menu is designed, like aesthetically I want it to look a certain way, and then it has to be fixed items on the list. So now I have to project properly what things are fixed, and then think about how to place all of that on the menu board and optimize it so that it best serves the customers that come in. So the aesthetic part, I have to be open-minded about. I can't worry so much about the style of it as much as I have to worry about the substance and function of it. So I already had my idea for what I thought the menu was supposed to look like. But I said, I'm taking on this task while I'm painting, while I'm coordinating payment processes for other things. Let me ask somebody else. So of course I hit up Kiana, because she's the interior designer, so she knows she can handle the aesthetic part of it. Then I asked my cousin, who was also a chef. He's also a trained chef, and trained in culinary arts, right? The same cousin who is also a contractor, because he knows food menus, he knows food service, he knows what works. So I'm like, yo, what do you think about this? Then I asked one of my friends. So the thing about being open-minded, you ask people who are believable and reliable. It's not about whether or not you agree with them. Do they have a believable point of view, and are they reliable in the things that they normally do? So I learned a lot about that. And so they supplement my weakness for the way I hold visions in my head. I had to be more flexible, and now I can wrap my vision around what their insight is. And now I have the optimal menu board. Now I still got to go design it, but so much weight is off my shoulders now because I supplemented one of my weaknesses, which was doing too many things. Well, not doing too many things at once, but trying to handle too many tasks. I let some other people give me input to handle the actual decision and design and feel of how that menu is supposed to go. I decided what the background, the color of it is going to be. They told me what the shape should be, what I need to put up, what the things that will work best up there, help me with the verbiage and things like that. So I'm really grateful for that. So I learned a lot about ways I can go about supplementing or improving upon my weaknesses, and how being really open-minded helped me do that. I do not take things personal in business, because in business you're supposed to do what works. It's not just about passion and the art. You can't be so romantic about your ideas. Once I let that go a few years ago, I got much better at business, and I was never bad at business. Like, I was pretty decent. I wasn't like getting all the money, but if you needed me to crunch some numbers and organize stuff, I could do that, pretty well. But now that it's my own baby, you tend to hold a lot tighter to it. But my baby is actually a project that I'm giving to the world. And once you put it out there, the people got to digest it, and they're going to use it for what they feel like they need it for. So I should be, getting some input from some of the people. So be open-minded, learn about your strengths and weaknesses, and apply it as such, and be honest with yourself, man. No, I'm still looking for more weaknesses. I know that I know a few others that I have, and now I'm looking on ways I can improve upon them, and or have somebody else, take care of some things for me. So moving on to thinking ahead and bandwidth. Now, think about thinking ahead in brain capacity, or your bandwidth. Like, our brains are really like computers. Computers are basically designed after how our brains function. They're just a lot more efficient and faster. Computers have a certain amount of bandwidth, like the megabytes, the RAM, the amount of storage space you have. When you have too many tabs open and too many programs open, your computer runs slow. That's what it's like when you're managing too many things in your brain and you're not closing the loops. If you're not finishing things, you got to get in the habit of finishing things. So that's equivalent to completing a task on a computer, closing out the program, closing out the window. I still have a habit of keeping multiple windows open. Many of us do. That's representative of how we have things in our mind. We got to close these tabs. When you close those tabs and close those programs, you have more brain capacity or bandwidth to take care of whatever else it is you need to take care of that's on your plate, or in my case, in most of our cases, think ahead about what needs to get done. If you don't got that much space, if 75% of your brain is occupied with things, some of them important, some of them not, some of them urgent, some of them not, and 25% is left to like actually do things and think about the next things that need to get done or how to handle those things, but you got 50% worth of work, well, you short 25%. So that means something ain't getting done until you knock off part of that 75%. If I had a pie chart, I would show you, but that's not what this YouTube is about. Not right now. I don't got that type of editing crew production, but when I get there, maybe you'll see some charts. But I hope you understand what I'm saying, because it's very, very important to close loops, finish tasks, close out tabs, close out them programs in your mind so you can be better at doing the things that are right in front of you, and you can do them optimally, okay? And I learned that. So like right now, I've had however much time before the last 10 days to put certain things in place. Now, some things pop up because you gotta leave room for error or whatever new things come up. And some of those new things that are coming up, they are getting delayed and pushed back until I finish everything in here, because what's going on in here right now, as far as like the painting and renovation, stuff that I have to be present for, that takes up a smooth 80-85% of my brain capacity. And even when I go home, and this is why it takes up so much time, this is entrepreneurship 101. If you ain't paying somebody to do it, that means you gotta go do it. And you gotta do it, and when you do it, you care, unless you just like, that's not entrepreneurship. If you don't care, then whatever, you're doing it wrong. So I show up, I'm doing things to the best that I need to see it done, right? I'm thinking about how I feel about it, how the customer's gonna feel about it, all that type of stuff. So if I show up and I gotta do these things, I'm showing up my best self. My best self includes the night before. So like, no drinking, I don't eat. Well, I started intermittent fasting, so I don't eat after 8. All my food is digested by the time I go to sleep. I wake up even earlier, but my energy levels are higher. My whole point in saying that is, I'm using my brain capacity from 5:30 until 10, like consistently. The only breaks I get is the time that I eat, and I might take a 15-20 minute nap. I'm on I've never been on that long for this many days in a row. And so that leaves less brain capacity for me to work. All of these days that I've been getting up super early, going to bed, and just working at a high level all this time, it leaves less energy and brain power for me to do certain things. So I'm just keeping it real. Like, certain people try and get paid on certain stuff. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna pay that when I pay it. Like, it ain't like I ain't got it, and maybe I don't, and I'm just stalling. But even if I do got it, you just gonna have to wait until I'm finished what I'm doing. If you catch me at the right time, when I'm taking a break, even like my Instagram and online promotion has been slow since between the time of the last juice run, and now, as of the last 10 days, because I didn't plan out all my posts, between now and then. And because I'm in the moment, like I can record something like right now, I might can get some stuff off on IG stories. My brain is so focused on getting this bench done, making sure there's no drip marks on that wall right there, or on the other side, it's no green bleeding onto the other walls, getting onto the shelves, taking care of the countertops, whatever it is. It's a physical thing. It requires me to really be present, knock it out, and take care of it. So I gotta, do the best I can to optimize my little brain capacity, which means some things gonna fall by the wayside, or at least get sacrificed for the time being. And you gotta be aware of that when you run a business, which is why it helps to be able to be open-minded, know your weaknesses, know how to delegate, know what kind of attractions you get, because say you attract the people that can help you get things done. Those people can take things off your plate. Ultimately, you are stronger, you have more brain power, you can get more done and be a better entrepreneur and get closer to your goal of whatever your goal is, in my case, opening the shop. So I hope that helped. And if not, I'm glad I just got to share and get it off my chest. Up until this point, for the last 10 days, I've been noticing and thinking, like, also I listen to podcasts, books, and music while I'm in here, and I can gauge which ones help keep my mind sharper. I do better with music and podcasts only certain times of the day, but that might be a whole nother episode. But I learned lessons about attraction, who I'm attracting, about my strengths and my weaknesses, about what the benefits of being open-minded, and how to free up and manage my bandwidth and brain capacity. So that's where I'm at up until right now at this point with the shop. Here Comes the Good Part docu-series. Check out some of the previous episodes. Subscribe to the channel. Check us out on Instagram. Go to the website, goodpart.co, and join the mailing list. You'll get some updates. You'll get some exclusives. We got some promo stuff coming as soon as I get out of this shop in the next 30 hours or so. Yeah. See you next time.